This is going to be a short one. Okay, you've heard me say so many times, and I'm so sick and tired of trying to repeat this to people, about the studies that has gone into being transsexual. Now, the first study that had any kind of shows that there was female structures in transsexuals was in 1995. The first study to really break news that was done on only transsexuals wasn't published until 2000, but was done in 99. Now, those links will be in the description. I suggest you go watch them or read them. They're abstracts because they're not going to let you inside the PubMed part past that. If you do not have an account and you are not able to add a medical doctor's number, which is used on his prescriptions, or hers, that's the only way that you get your prescriptions. As long as they see those numbers and they concur to the doctor's name and all that information. And he or her has also sent a duplicate so that when you come in there, they say, okay, this is the person that you need to get this medication to, this doctor has prescribed. That number is what they use. It also lets them unlock all of the medical studies and every bit of what's inside the National Library of Medicine. And we're talking about the U.S. National Library of Medicine, meaning that we're talking about the federal government that has an orange little man and a fucking evangelist up there running around saying there's no such thing. This is how half-witted retarded our federal governments and our state governments are. Lawyers believe that a theory is some made-up little story and doesn't have any validity. And when they go into court, my theory on what happened was I'm lying out my ass because my mouth knows better. So they expect scientific theory to be the same thing, but it's not. You have your hypothesis, then you have your theory. You'll never go any further than theory because of the fact that science is always ever expanding its knowledge base. Therefore, we cannot say this is the only fact, perfect fact. If we find out otherwise, we have to change it. So we call it a theory. But down in the description is a list of studies. It's only a few of them. You can keep looking if you wish. I suggest that you stay away from psychiatry and psychology. They don't know what they're talking about. They have never looked through a microscope at the brains of transsexuals. They only talk. And a psychologist isn't even a medical doctor. They're a social studies major. So if you're going to go around saying, I'm an expert at, please don't belittle me and every other neuroanatomist and every other scientist. You're not a scientist, you're a social studies major. So don't belittle me. Don't try to take claim to something that you do not comprehend beyond talking to someone and whatever anyone tells you. Because that's not the way science works. We actually go out and look at it. That's why a history major that says there's no such thing as a male and female brain has never looked through the microscope to see the microscopic differences in between the brain. They are dimorphic, meaning two changes, meaning two, binary. There's either a small or a large one depending, and this is the way the brain works. There's no such thing as a spectrum of sizes. There's just not. So when you go around spewing bullshit that you do not comprehend, crap happens in a bad kind of way. And it's starting to happen here, where they're trying to illegalize transsexual children and prosecute doctors. Which is why the AMA needs to go on ahead and say, hey, look, if you do this, you're not allowed in a doctor's office, you're not allowed into a hospital. If you do, the doctors in the hospitals will be removed. They will lose their licenses and their ability to do anything medically. We'll make sure of it. And that's what needs to be done. So go down in the description, click on the links, and go find out what the real truth is. That way you don't live in the dark about what really is and what really isn't. And do know, everyone in that study knew from day one and voiced it between 3 and 7 years of age. That's why they call us transsexual, not gender nonconforming. So, do us a favor, go look at it.